Ladies and gentlemen, back again, number 5 on the Eddie Rants. Seem to be doing these every other week, and I've got quite the doozy for you today, folks. Um, had the NYC trip last weekend. I went and visited my brother in New York. Took a few days off of work, so I had Friday off, and then Saturday, Sunday hung out. Then Monday was off. Then I was back to work on Tuesday. As a result, I haven't put out damn videos in forever. I went like 10 days without putting out a TikTok, which I think is the longest I've gone without one since really starting this in December. So, posted one yesterday. I'm back on that grind. Gonna keep putting those out consistently. But for my rant, I wanted to get into my trip a little bit and share that with you guys. Um, Quite the experience going to New York. I guess most of you know I'm in Portland, Oregon, so other side of the country. And just being there was insane. I took a red eye flight Thursday night, June 3rd, and got there in the morning, Friday, June 4th. And my brother, he lives in kind of the Murray Hill area, which is a younger part of NYC. As soon as I landed and got to that area of town, just so many young people, felt like a college town. Um, I saw more young chicks, young guys, all hotties. Saw more young people in like 10 minutes of being there than I'd seen in the last 6 months of being here in Portland. But I'll get into the trip a little bit. That first Friday was quite the experience where within the first hour of being in the city, my brother and I were walking to one of those bodegas, which is just like a convenience store for those of you who aren't familiar with New York. And as we're walking there, I see this dude blowing another dude. This is within the first 30 minutes of me being in the city. Just these two homeless guys blowing each other, or one was blowing the other. I mean, it makes sense. It is Pride Month, so we just kept walking. But that first Friday was insane. I have a couple notes written down for things that I did. I mean, so there was the dude getting blown. That was fun. My brother signed me up for this 1 day pass at Crunch Fitness in New York, and I thought that'd be fun. I would just get to show up and work out for free, but no, that was not the fucking case. I showed up. My brother just went up the stairs to go lift, and they made me sit in this waiting room while one of their sales associates showed me around the whole gym, pitched to me, "Oh, the sauna's great. You know, you could maybe get jerked in here." Whatever he was saying, I wasn't really listening because I just wanted the fucking free trial. And then he sits me down in a room, and it was full car salesman thing where I was like, look, I'm not going to sign up for anything today. I'm just checking out gyms in the local area. And he was like, "Oh, great. Yeah, so you'll save this much by signing up today." And it's like, what card can we get down for you? I'm like, "Listen, buddy, I'm not paying for a fucking membership. I'm just here for the weekend." Obviously, I didn't tell him that, but that was some bullshit. Eventually, I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have my credit card." So he lets me go work out for free. Those damn gyms, man. I just wanted the 1 day free pass, and they're trying to sell me a membership. So that was my rant on the Crunch Fitness. This was all within the first like 4 hours of me being in the city, watching a dude get blown, eating a bacon, egg, and cheese, and then trying to lift without being sold a full year membership for a city I don't fucking live in. And so, my other observation just with New York is that city is back. People are walking around for the most part, no masks. I have a bunch of old high school friends and a few college friends who live there. I mean, it's such a big city, you're bound to know people there. But that night, I was with my brother. We met up with a few of my high school friends. We got beers, we hung out, and then we ended up hitting this bar that was full capacity, no mask requirement to get in. They're not checking your, they're not checking Vax cards or anything, and so that was pretty lively. I'm not very organized here with my story of the NYC trip, but another thing I did that same night on Friday, Now that I'm thinking back on it, that first night I was there was the most eventful of the trip. My brother and I popped into the Comedy Cellar, which is a world famous comedy venue that they have in the West Village of New York. And we paid like $20 for these tickets. It was a packed house, no mask. People were just allowed to sit in there. And as far as the lineup goes, I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about comedy, but there were some pretty big name, or there was some, it was mostly amateurs on the lineup or people who had been passed at the Cellar, but not many people that I would recognize, no one world famous. Colin Quinn was probably the biggest name on there. Who he was on SNL. I think. I mean, he's a New York legend, but he's not as well known. But after Colin Quinn went on, the Cellar, the Comedy Cellar, had a surprise drop in, and Chris Rock came up on the stage. So my brother and I got to see him perform, and that was pretty awesome. It was all new, raw material. It was nothing that he would perform in an arena for a sold out show. This was like a raw 10-minute set where he had his notepad down and he was reading off the notepad ideas that he had. Um, and so some of it didn't hit. Some of it, I'm not going to give away what he was saying in his set because I think I could get sued for giving that shit away. But some of the stuff pretty controversial, had to do with like, sexual assault stuff. He was really going with the dirty material, and he lost the audience in some parts. But I mean, he's one of those great comedians where like 6 months from now he'll have that whole thing figured out and it'll be killing in arenas. But it was so fun just to see. I feel like I visited New York at the perfect time. Everything was open. All of these venues had people performing, had a full packed crowd. And so my other thing, I'm flipping all over the place, but so we went to that comedy show, my brother and I. Then we met up with the high school friends, people that I've known for like 10 plus years. Um, and had a couple drinks. I ended up splitting off with my brother. He went with his girlfriend and like one of his friends, and they went to one bar. I met up with one of my close friends and was at a different bar in the Lower East Side. Long story short, I ended up getting hammered, and I left the group. I did the Irish goodbye. Um, and was drunk as shit. Don't remember calling the Uber, but I end up getting back to my brother's apartment. And I don't even remember how I got into the building, but I did. But I wasn't able to get into his actual apartment. I remember at like 4 a.m. banging on his door, and he just wouldn't answer. And so I ended up sleeping outside his apartment door. It was a whole thing where he was like texting friends in the morning, like, oh God, I think Alex is missing. I can't find him. And then he steps out of his apartment and sees me just passed out right outside his door. So that was a very fun first day. Keep in mind, I took a red eye flight Thursday night, June 3rd, and then Friday night, June 4th, I was out until like 4:30 in the morning, as you do in NYC. And so it was a full 2 days basically without me sleeping. Um, the rest of the weekend, I mean, I don't know if I'm boring people with the details, but that next day I met up with a college friend. We did a whole rooftop thing. A lot of big rooftop scene in New York, a lot of expensive meals and stuff. People love the brunch scene too, where you're paying $60 for a overcooked ham and cheese omelet. You're paying for some shitty champagne and mimosas. People just live for that stuff. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a place that I could live. I would maybe move there if the right job opened up. I found a cool opportunity, but the way that some of my friends live, where it's just like you work during the week and then you go insane party wise during the weekend, I don't know if I could hang. It's fun once in a while, but I don't think I could do what they do. Just going out to like 4 a.m. every weekend. That's pretty nuts. Only other thing I had here was, let's see. Oh, so the Sunday. So Friday was the big event. I saw a dude getting blown, went to Crunch Fitness and almost got sold a year-long policy, went drinking with friends, went to the Comedy Cellar, saw Chris Rock. Um, Saturday was more low key where I kind of slept in, saw a buddy, hung out with my brother. We drank a bit. We were also out super late, but it was just not as eventful. Sunday had a Yankee game, went to the Yankees Red Sox game with my brother and then two high school friends, two of my old high school friends. And that was fucking awesome. No masks in the stadium. We were drinking, we were hugging, kissing, having a good time, and got to see the Red Sox win, which was dope. And there were people heckling. We were in full swing, baby. That was awesome to go to a sporting event. That was my first time being in a stadium/arena since before COVID. So that was fucking dope. But overall, that was really the trip. Monday was basically a travel day back to Portland. And then I just had to get back into work on Tuesday, and it was a pretty damn hectic work week, which is why the videos have been a struggle to make, which is why I went like 10 days without putting one out. But now I'm back in the swing. I posted one yesterday. I'm posting one later today. And we're cooking, baby. But overall, the New York trip was fun. That was the first trip I had taken since before COVID to do anything fun. So I said this last time, but I do think it'll be a hot boy summer. I think Chet Hanks was right in everything that he said. And we're going to keep living it up. We're going to keep having a good time. I'm going to keep posting these vids. And I'm going to promise that this will be a weekly thing from here on out. I keep posting these like every other week and having one excuse or another for not putting these out. But I'm telling you all now that this will be a weekly thing. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. These rants seem to be the most popular thing that I put on my YouTube. I feel like you guys all see the TikTok videos on TikTok. So when I upload them on YouTube, people don't really watch them, which I totally get that. But these rants people seem to enjoy. So I'm going to keep putting them out. So hope y'all have a good weekend, and I'll be back next week with one of these. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks.